there you are. Good evening, how you doing? And welcome to EBN Weekend Edition. My name is Frederick Njiri, sitting in for Cynthia Nanjala, who is in Uganda enjoying herself, but she'll be joining us in the course of next week. Now, in the bulletin today, we'll be looking at some of the things that happened, including the judiciary, where there's a lot of talks about who did what and who did not do what. And that's where we're going to start off, where the former Chief Justice, Willie Mutunga, has urged local politicians to refrain from meddling in the judiciary's affairs so that the legal arm of the government can be able to execute its duties independently and uphold integrity. Mutunga says during his past position, he had engaged with high-ranking government officials who allegedly attempted to curtail the judiciary's authority. He maintains that he consistently warned the top leaders that attempts to control and manipulate the judiciary could result in repercussions in the future, especially when they are left out of office. The former Chief Justice also revealed he had cautioned high-ranking government officials who alleged attempted to curtail the judiciary's authority.
This message is for politicians who are here. In my office as Chief Justice, whenever I interacted with the presidents, deputy presidents, I used to tell them one thing, that if you think you can enslave the judiciary, it can also be enslaved by those who come after you. And they can come after you literally. And I remember when President Uhuru Kenyatta's goats and trees were cut. I tried to call him to remind him that we had that discussion. That the judiciary is the place where the bewildered will run to. That's why we were called the Temple of Justice. Because that's where the Constitution protects anybody.
Well, during the same meeting, the immediate former Chief Justice, David Maraga, also insisted that for the judiciary to function at its most effective, it needed more resources.
Mutunga has said, I have remarked that several times, the independence of the judiciary is not for the judges. It's not for the CJ and the judges who sit in court. It is actually first and foremost for the politicians. They're the ones who benefit most from that, and of course the rest of the wananchi in the country. So it's important that you find a way of supporting the judiciary. When we talk about the budget of 3 trillion shillings and the judiciary is getting only 22 billion, that is a far cry. Something should be done about that. We want to wish the CJ all the best.
Now, 3 bodies have been recovered after 7 people are swept away by a swollen River Muoni at Mukai area in Makueni County following heavy rains that have pounded the regions last night. The 7 are reported to have made attempts at crossing the river that was swollen at around 10 p.m. The Kenya Red Cross response team has been deployed in the area to ensure that the bodies are retrieved.
Kwa leo, sasa usiku wa leo, mwendo wa saa 4 hivi, watu 7 wamebebwa. Serikali za tunashindwa, itatusaidiaje? Sasa vile tunateseka katika hii sehemu ya kwetu. Ukiangalia sasa hata jana kuna wengine waliokolewa, waliingia na motorbike.
Elsewhere in Tana River County, which has also been greatly affected by the ongoing rains, as many people have lost their homes. Speaking in Hola Village, Tana River Governor Dado Godana has said that his county has been greatly affected with roads washed by the floods. Godana has noted that his devolved unit has received only 557 million shillings to be used in mitigating the effects of El Nino rains that is predicted to run until the end of December.
We are actually getting overwhelmed. 2 weeks after the rains began, because now almost the whole of Tana is affected. We have a very big population, of course, displaced. So we have so many IDP camps all over, in Garsen, in Galole, in Bura, in Galederto, in Bangale. As we speak, you cannot access Tana North from Garsen. You cannot access Masalani, because the Masalani bridge is already cut off. You cannot go there by any means, except for maybe boats, canoes, and maybe by air. You cannot access Mahono, you cannot access Nyangwani, you cannot access Diram. All those areas are cut off areas, either by the main river or by the road between Wema and Ijara and to Bura East and to Garissa. All that road is cut off. I'm happy a bit that now we received money today. Actually, disbursement has been done today. Okay. Around the 10 billion money the government is talking about. What we have gotten as a county is 557 million, which we have to use in the different vote heads, including emergency pay the DRM contractors and the rest of them. What we are now paying for emergency is 32 million. That's what we have in the system. Even if we say we are expanding it, then it means the more we expand, we are exhausting. We cannot be able to react to anything after we exhaust. So probably now up to early December or up to December, we can be able to react to this situation.
Naomba tu appealing kwa serikali na wale well wishers waingilie kati kwamba watusaidie at least hizi barabara. Wajaribu mbinu zote zifunguliwe, sio tunaweza kupata vyakula, madawa na vitu vingine hivyo.
Kusema kweli tumehadhirika na hii mvua, manake kama watu wa kwenda Wayu, watu wengi kutoka Bura, Hola, hata Gariseni wanachukua bidhaa zao Hola. Lakini sasa hivi vile imekatika namna hii, chakula haiwezi kufika na wao hawezi kuaccess chakula na sisi pia hatuwezi kufanya biashara.
Well, wherever you are, please do take care. Don't try to cross flooded rivers. Quite a number of people are losing their lives trying to do that. In Mombasa, at least. Countrywide now, I think the number is at 77. 77 people have so far lost their lives due to the floods. And still in matters, climate change, in an effort to combat these effects, President William Ruto has said that innovation and continuous efforts will go a long way in mitigating the effects of climate change in the continent. Speaking in a meeting with East African heads of state held in Arusha, Tanzania, the president said that the need for East African countries to invest in green and renewable energy, as Africa has been greatly affected by the effects of climate change. On her side, Tanzanian President Samia Suluhu also defended the proposal for African countries to set aside necessary resources that will go a long way in championing efforts of combating the effects of the mitigation.
Many of our countries are struggling because of the effects of climate change. Many countries are spending more mitigating the effects of climate change, whether it is drought, whether it is floods, whether it is mudslides. We're spending more money managing the effects of climate change than on health or food security. And to be able to manage the balance between what you are spending on climate change and what you are spending on social service, it is necessary for us to work on climate financing.
High time sisi wa Afrika tuache kutegemea sana wengine kwenye climate financing. Nadhani tuje na strategies, mbinu ambazo tutakuwa na mifuko yetu wenyewe ya climate financing, kwa sababu kutegemea wengine tunacheleweshwa. Sasa hivi tuko COP 28, lakini ahadi zilitolewa kwenye makopu ya nyuma huko.
Well, I truly hope that they're going to implement whatever proposals they come up with from that meeting. You know, there was a time that climate change was actually referred to as a red herring. Well, we are now seeing the effects of the same. Now, we're going to go for a short break. When we come back, we're going to find out more about the tough wars going on in the Jubilee Party. Don't go away.
Every Saturday from 8:30 a.m.
But we should not be afraid to interpret scripture.
Get to know the story behind the Bible. Why was it written? To whom was it written? And what was happening when it was written? Understand, get to know, learn how to properly interpret the scriptures so that you're not deceived.
In the book of Revelation, and we have started to enter into the happenings because these are things that are going to take place hereafter.
Join Pastor Felix Gavoy and his team as they go through the different books of the Bible and give you the theological interpretation of the same.
At the very introduction of the book of Revelation, the book lays clear what is contained in here.
Every Saturday from 8:30 a.m. on The Theology Show, only on EBN, transforming your world.
Latest show in East Africa. Tunakupea dance moto, tunakupea muziki from the latest songs.
Ndio masaa yetu.
Come every Saturday from 10:30 a.m. to 12:30 p.m.
Kuna shona kila kona, kama unareka sana bana ungekuja jana.
We have amazing guest artists.
Na usisahau kuna word. Na pia kuna amazing topics. Don't miss to watch this
on the Manifest Show, only on EBN TV.
Makofi.
Every Sunday from 9 p.m. Christian World Today. A look at what is happening in the Christendom. We look at revivals, controversies, persecutions, and in-depth interviews on issues affecting the church. Christian World Today with Frederick Njiri.
From the fields to your screens.
Playing Ronaldo. It is Ronaldo. It's 2-1 United.
This is where you will get your full detailed story from football, hockey, volleyball.
Otavio goes once more. Oh, he's done it brilliantly.
Basketball.
Long range three.
All in one.
For exclusive interviews, discussions, and sports feature stories.
Every Monday from 2 p.m.
to 4 p.m.
on EBN TV. This is the scoreboard.
Walisema mnywa maji kwa mkono mmoja,
kiu yake ipo pale pale, ndiposa tumekuletea wewe mtazamaji wetu
mkono mwingine ili kukata kiu yako na ari yako ya ufahamu.
Naam, ngoma imechezwa mtazamaji, basi hatuna budi kulisakata na kukuletea wewe ufahamu wa kaunti yako,
tukiangazia masuala ya siasa na uongozi,
jamii na itikadi,
maendeleo na changamoto katika kaunti yako. Ungana nami Belinda William,
nami Emmanuel Marwa
kwenye makala ya Gatuzi Langu kila siku ya Jumatatu saa 5:30 hadi saa 6:30.
Now, welcome back to EBN Weekend Edition. Now, as the National Dialogue Committee was expected to conclude its report writing today, a section of Jubilee Party members allied to East African Legislative Assembly member Kanini Kega want the committee to keep off the party affairs. This is after Azimio listed tussles within the Jubilee Party as one of the issues that need to be addressed in the ongoing talks, as Kanini Kega's faction started supporting the Kenya Kwanza government. Kanini Kega now insists that the party has a dispute tribunal responsible for addressing issues bedeviling the party.
The issues of Jubilee are in court. So when the matters are in court, I mean, it would be ridiculous, even in Parliament, when matters are in court, become sub judice. So there is no way Kioni and team can bring the matter of Jubilee to be adjudicated outside the courts. They are the same people who have taken us to court. There is no way you can take us to court. You have to decide where you want justice. You either want justice in the bipartisan team or you want justice to be dispensed in courts. For us, we are stickler of the law.
Well, let's cross over to Kirinyaga County, where the Governor, Anne Waiguru, has reiterated her commitment in ensuring the county residents reap big from her administration. While highlighting some of her major achievements, Governor Waiguru insisted that she signed a new deal to establish a tomato processing factory that will go a long way in ensuring farmers in the county have a ready market. Samia Dika tells us more on this.
While delivering the State of the County address at the Kirinyaga County Assembly, Governor Anne Waiguru noted that the county has experienced significant growth since the inception of devolution in the year 2013. In the last 1 year, Waiguru's administration has been able to establish the Sagana Industrial Park, opening of the Kirugoya Level 5 Hospital, among other infrastructural developments seeking to transform the county's landscape.
Our county is in high gear in the establishment of the Sagana Industrial City in Sagana, Ndia Sub-County, in line with the sessional paper number 1 of 2018 on the Mountain Cities Blueprint 2032. The land where the industrial city sits measures 244 acres, both for the export processing zone and for the special economic zone, which hosts the county aggregation and industrial park, the affordable housing, a sporting complex, hotels, and the business city.
Through the Wezesha Kirinyaga program, Waiguru's administration has been able to empower farmers as they have so far disbursed over 380 million Kenya shillings to support farmers groups and farmers cooperatives.
This factory will solve one of our largest challenges in tomato production, post-harvest losses, which currently stand at about 40%. In turn, it will increase the returns to farmers since the factory will take nearly most of the products that is produced by the farmers. Construction of the county seedling propagation unit located within Kangai Ward is expected to be completed by the end of this financial year to support farmers in accessing affordable and quality seedlings in their backyard.
According to the county boss, 34 investors have so far expressed interest in various investment opportunities within the industrial city, with 14 of them having been successfully evaluated in the special economic zone. The factories are set to create up to 10,000 employment opportunities for the youth in the county.
That Kirinyaga is among the 5 counties that will benefit from 1 billion shillings from the national government for the development of the EPZ infrastructure. Out of 34 investors who had expressed interest in various investment opportunities within the industrial city, we have successfully evaluated 14 investors in the SEZ, out of whom 7 are in assorted industries, 1 is a 4-star hotel and spa, and 6 in county aggregation and industrial city, KIPES.
As a way of fighting fraud and grabbing of public land, the county has established a geographical information system lab for digitizing all the land records.
To streamline operationalization and improve service delivery in our lands department, we have established a GIS lab at the county headquarters where we will be digitalizing all the land records. This will eliminate fraud and land grabbing of public land.
With Governor Anne Waiguru vowing to deliver on her campaign promises as she serves her last term as the second governor of Kirinyaga County, Waiguru's track record will inform the prowess of female leadership in the country. Sam Edika, reporting for EBN Weekend Edition.
Kirinyaga governor there giving her state of the county address. She used to call herself Minji Minji. Well, not far from her county, in Tharaka Nithi County, the First Lady there, Margaret Muthomi, has called on the national government and county governments to collaborate in improving health service delivery. In a meeting with health stakeholders under the Mama program in the county that seeks to reduce fertility rate among expectant mothers, health stakeholders have called on the two levels of government to initiate plans to encourage women to visit health facilities during delivery and reduce the number of women who die while delivering at home.
An emergency situation, and you know, an emergency situation is a situation which can lead to a complication in the mother or a complication in the baby. They can very easily be ferried or transported from where they are, whether they are at their homes or the lower level of referral, either dispensary, health center, or a level 4, to another area of referral where they can be taken care of.
Kwa hiyo mazungumzo tunataka kusaidia wamama wote wale wajawazito wakipatwa na kitu ile wanaona si ya kawaida. For example, vaginal bleeding ama uchungu isiyo ya pengine ya uzazi ama isiyo ya kawaida, wanaweza piga simu na wapate usaidizi mara moja. Kuna watapiga simu na watasaidiwa na our nurses.
Well, right, that's healthcare, and let's go to education. And you know very sure if you live within I know this was happening in most of the areas where school buses were going around, you know, blaring horns as people celebrate some of their students who performed very well during the KCPE, and the celebrations are still continuing, and rightly so. And in St. Emmanuel Primary School of Kangare, which was among the top schools in Murang'a County that produced top students in the 2023 KCPE exams, was still in celebration, with only 45 students who only sat for the exam and scored more than 400 marks. The school has recorded a mean score of 390 marks. The best 3 pupils scored 416 marks. Daniel Murioki, the head teacher, has attributed the success to God and hard work by both the candidates and the teachers.
Na siku ya leo tunasherehekea wanafunzi wetu ambao wameweza kufanya vizuri zaidi. Tulikuwa na wanafunzi 251 na kwa wale wanafunzi 45 wameweza kuibuka alama 400 kwenda juu, na wanafunzi 103 wameweza kuibuka alama 380 hadi 399. Kwa hivyo tunafurahia ijapokuwa tulikuwa na wanafunzi wengi ambao ni 250, tunafurahia kwa sababu wanafunzi wetu wameweza kutia bidii pamoja na walimu, pamoja na wazazi, na kabisa pia tunamshukuru Mungu kwa sababu ametuwezesha na tukaweza kuibuka ule ushindi siku ya leo. Kwa kuangalia kati ya wasichana na wavulana, wasichana wameweza kupita ule mtihani vizuri, ijapokuwa pia kwa wavulana pia ukiangalia wameweza pia kutia juhudi kulingana kulingana na ukiangalia vile ambavyo walifanya mwaka uliopita, wakati huu pia wameweza kutia bidii, ijapokuwa kwa ujumla msichana ameweza kufanya vyema zaidi.
Kushukuru Emmanuel fraternity, walimu wote starting with their director, siri ya Emmanuel kwa sababu walimu wamekuwa wakitusaidia sana, ni revision, wanafanya revision mingi sana. Kwanza term ya mwisho ni revision, hiyo imekuwa ikisaidia wanafunzi wa Emmanuel.
Nilipata 414 marks na ningetaka kuwa engineer. Nilifanya juhudi mingi kwa kila kitu mwalimu alikuwa anatuambia, revision kabisa, exams nilikuwa napita.
I was able to get 408 marks. And in future, I wish to become a cardiologist. In this struggle to get these marks, I've gone through a lot. It was just by concentration, focus, and working hard. We would wake up early in the morning just to read our books, and this is the fruit of our painful suffering. Yeah, we were scared that if we fail, there was no chance of repeating class 8 because KCP is your determination whether you'll be able to be a better person in future. So we were kind of jittery and we had anxiety about the results, but with God's grace we have been able to pass.
Well, I've got mixed feelings over the fact that, this was the last KCPE exams. I don't know where to place this. We'll find out how the CBC is going to play out. Now that's the system that we are now operating, because with this system coming to an end in primary school after 39 years, education stakeholders in Kirinyaga County have expressed their full support for the new CBC system, noting that the system will greatly revolutionize the education sector in the country. Teachers in the county have noted that they have necessary infrastructure in place to handle the CBC in junior school level, and they now want the government to consider equipping a few more schools that have a huge population.
For system, tunajua ilikuwa very competitive na focused on exam results, na wale watoto ambao kuweza kufanya vizuri sana na marks ya juu sana ni kama walikuwa nasahaulika. Kwa hivyo tuna celebrate ya kwamba sasa tumedua away with the 844, na tunatakia mema wanafunzi wale wakienda pale secondary school, shule ya upili. Katika CBC nao tumeingia CBC proper katika primary level. Maana hakuna mwanafunzi hata mmoja wa 844. Tutaweza kuangalia na kufocus kabisa na competence ya watoto na every potential in every child, because CBC vision is to nurture the potential in every child. Kwa hivyo kama primary schools na teachers na wakurugenzi wa mashule wote tunasema ya kwamba welcome CBC.
Prepared for transition to CBC. All plans are in place, and actually as a school we are fully embraced CBC. Yes, there is a difference between KCP and now CBC, because KCP is normally exam oriented, but CBC is actually depends on competencies, and those candidates, those ones who are now we have now faced out, are mainly career oriented, but these ones the CBC will actually be creating job opportunities.
Na hii ndio goodbye ya 844, tunaingia CBC, na sisi kama shule ya Jufred tumekuwa prepared, tumejitayarisha kabisa, kwa sababu tuko na laboratory nzuri sana, hata mashule ingine inakuja kusoma hapa, na tuko na library na computer room na wifi. Tume apply kwa Safaricom na wametupatia, kwa hivyo tuko chonjo kabisa, na tunajua tutarainisha watoto wao in future, wao watoto wa maana. Sasa kutoka next year kutakuwa mambo ya number 1 ama ya nini, ni kazi tu tufanyie watoto ndio watu wa maana kwa jamhuri yetu ya Kenya.
Kuuliza serikali ni kitokea kitu kama hii, wao wamejipanga, cause sisi kama wazazi tumehangaika sana. Kila wakati unatuma message, unatoka kwa message, unaenda kwa website, unajaribu kila aina ili upate uone kama utasaidika. So tungeuliza serikali na wizara ya elimu, at least wao wamejipanga mbeleni before kuhangaisha wazazi namna hiyo.
And that's how we're going to bring down the curtains on EBN Weekend Edition. Do have yourself a lovely evening. Remember, tomorrow morning from around 8:30, we have the theology show. And then thereafter, we'll have Manifest Music. Theology has a lot of discussion about the Bible. And just like the title of the show, it's theology. So they go deep into what the scriptures say about so many other things. And then we have Manifest. So please stick around. We got some great stuff for you. Do have yourself a lovely evening. Good night.